How's it going, residents? It's your boy JB back with another movie review. And today we are talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. This movie is directed by Jeff Fowler in his directorial debut. It stars Jim Carrey, James Marsden, and Ben Schwartz voices Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, to jump right into it, like you have to be living under a rock to not know who Sonic the Hedgehog is. I mean, Sonic is like one of the most iconic characters ever. Like, he's up there with like Mario or like Mickey Mouse. Well, maybe not Mickey Mouse, but Sonic is one of the most iconic characters we have. He is synonymous with Sega, and this movie has been like a long time coming. And to kind of get the elephant out of the room, we all saw the original trailers and what Sonic looked like, and it was pretty bad. Like, it was god awful. He looked like the bottom of a foot. But luckily for us, Paramount cared about us, cared about the opinions that went back, and they redid the CGI for Sonic. They redesigned the character. They made him look a whole heck of a lot better. And honest to God, that's part of the reason why I wanted to go see this movie. I appreciate that Paramount took the time to do the character in a way that it was reflective of the original source material. They didn't try to like keep that ultra version. They could have easily just put their foot down and done that, and the movie probably would have done as well. But because they redid it, I and a lot of other people went to go see this movie just to support that. So kudos to Paramount for taking the time to care about what we think and to take care with the character, even though they messed up the first time. And now to the business at hand. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is probably like my third time trying to review this movie like on video, because the first time I saw it, I did a recording like fresh out of the theater, and I was a little bit harsh, and I didn't like how harsh I was on the movie, and that's on me. I had to sleep on it, and I realized I was judging it a little bit too harshly. And the reason that is, and I guess I'll jump into the negatives first, is this movie it's a video game movie, and video game movies have a traditionally very low bar. They tend not to be very good. And this one, I wouldn't say this was no different. I actually had a good time with this one, and it's not meant for adults. And I guess that's like my biggest gripe with this movie, is that it's just not meant for like adults. It's aimed toward a younger audience, and the plot was a little bit all over the place. Plot logic was a little bit iffy at times, and some of the jokes fell flat. But then again, I'm thinking that with like my adult mind, so that's kind of what my issue was with the movie. The CGI looked great. The CGI was great, but they did a lot of things that were kind of with it. Like, if you've seen The Flash, or you've seen like the Quicksilver scenes from the X-Men movies, they did a lot of that kind of stuff. And while those were cool initially when you see them, the law of diminishing returns kind of kicks in, so it's not you enjoy it, but you don't enjoy it nearly as much as you would have otherwise. And honestly, that's where the negatives of the movie ends. On the positive side, if you're a fan of the character, if you're a fan of the lore, then you're absolutely going to enjoy this movie. If you're you have a young person who likes video games or is familiar with the character, they're going to love this movie. If you have a family, you're just trying to have a good family outing, then you're going to enjoy this movie. The family will enjoy this movie. That's what this movie is designed for. It's designed for the diehards. It's designed for the younger audiences, kind of like how Detective Pikachu was. So those negatives I mentioned earlier, you can kind of push them out of your head, just get them out of there, and just enjoy a pretty good film. Jim Carrey was fun. Like, if you've seen Ace Ventura or The Riddler or The Mask even, or just his earlier character work, how he was all large and hammy and over the top, that's Dr. Robotnik in this movie. He is the smartest character. He's the smartest guy in every room, and he does not shy away from letting you know about it. It is annoying, but it's fun the way he does things. James Marsden is in this movie, and he plays Tom. He is the guy that is a sheriff in this town that Sonic has kind of watched over and has just watched thrive in his career. He even has a cute nickname for him. We call him Donut Lord. It's just funny. But they have a cute interplay. James Marsden is a solid hand in this movie. He does pretty much what he can do in this movie. No complaints here about that. Ben Schwartz was Sonic, and he, along with the CGI, they did an absolutely amazing job of bringing the character to life. They're between his mannerisms, the way he acts, and the way he kind of... I'll be like this. If you know Sonic at all, this is Sonic. Like, this is... He was talkative. He was loud. He was a little bit naive, a bit obnoxious. Didn't have the sense of urgency to kind of with situations that Sonic doesn't have. And I don't know, you could tell at the end of it, despite all of that, that Sonic was caring and he was lonely. He didn't have any friends to start this movie. He kind of grew up by himself, and he grew up in this town where he watched people, and he wasn't really an active participant, but he just was by himself, and he was just glad to have a friend. And that interplay, like I said earlier, between him and James Marsden was great. I thought they had some really good moments. Yeah, this movie did a lot of good stuff with it, and I really can't complain. Now, I'm not the biggest Sonic fan in the world. I know I have some friends who are, and they are absolutely gushing over this movie at the time of recording. And I'm a Sonic fan. I'm not as big as fan of them. And even I know that there was like Easter eggs by the boatload in this movie. If you probably have to watch it back like 2 or 3 times to catch everything. I know I had a buddy of mine that I was discussing with this on Facebook, and he was like, "Oh my God, did you see this, this, and this?" I'm like, "No, I guess it went over my head, or I guess I blinked it or I missed it." But there's a lot of Easter eggs in this movie. So if you're a fan of those, this is also for you. On the overall, this was fun, this was enjoyable, and if you like the character, or if you're a young person, you're going to have fun with this movie. If you are an adult that just is like logic stricken and just don't know anything about the character at all, then you're probably not going to enjoy this as much. I have fun with it. If you are anything like a nerd, then you'll probably have fun with it as well. It's not the best movie, it's not going to break the mold, but it is good enough to have a good time with. And that's pretty much what my recommendation is. I went to a little bit more detail in my written review on Facebook. I'm probably going to link that below. Well, I'm going to link that below later because that's already done, and that's all this is going to go up at the same time. But thank you once again for tuning in to JB versus the World. I am your host. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I got a couple more projects coming for you guys. Like the Facebook pages. I have been doing a Black History Character Spotlight on Facebook every day this entire month. Shouting out to our African American or just straight up African characters in fiction. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I am JB. Do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.